So as always, we're just going to bring you really quickly this weekly summary of all of the work that we did this last week, the books that we worked on, the radio shows that we put out, and any articles we might have worked on. So we do have a sister and a brother coming, and they just had a baby this week. So we're so excited to meet this young little boy named River. And so we're going to make this quick and just quickly get through the radio shows. We started off on Wednesday, and I joined with my dad to do our monthly Bible prophecy and current events study. So this was a lot of fun. I love joining in and being able to get onto the radio. See the Matrix. Thanks for sharing. Thank you for joining in. It's awesome to see you. Thank you for tuning in for the live stream. Like I said, we're going to make this really quick. So we did talk about some of the stuff that's going on in the news, of course, with Afghanistan. A lot of how the prophecies could be unfolding with Revelation 13 and the Ottoman Empire potentially being the beast kingdom that could rise up. And some people in the chat mentioned that somebody said in the book of Enoch that it kind of mentions that Islam could potentially be that beast that could usher in the Antichrist kingdom. I definitely see it one of two ways: either the synagogue of Satan, which I believe is in current Israel, or the Ottoman Empire being resurrected, which would be the Islamic Caliphate being reestablished. We know that in Afghanistan, the Taliban now has a blueprint to being recognized as the legitimate government by the current administration in the United States of America. And if that does happen, you know, we're pulling out of that country. So it's going to happen, right? And if it does, when it does, they're going to support radical Islam. They're going to support the spread and the continuation of manufactured terrorist events in cooperation with foreign governments and local governments around the world to continue their version of what they believe to be prophecy, that eventually Islam will conquer the entire world and they will usher in the Messianic age with their Imam Mahdi, who could potentially be the false prophet and the Antichrist of our scriptures. So will be interesting to see. Could definitely see that playing out. Could also see the deception coming in Israel right now. But you know, as things are, could you see the Antichrist walking into the Dome of the Rock and being like, "Hey, I'm
here I am,
God,"
guys.
right?
Let's do this.
Yeah. So interesting conversation always. Anything that you wanted to bring up from that show?
Yeah, with regard to synagogue of Satan, my opinion is that, you know, the whole world is unified in a power structure that we don't understand, which is why when, you know, you see the G8, they go up, they give the Masonic handshakes and the wink and the smile and the nod and, you know, everything, and all the world's a stage. So everything is played out according to the powers, principalities, spiritual wickedness in high places. So, but, you know, again, all that fits in, I believe, to the Most High's prophetic timeline, because everything is revealed in the scriptures, and we know Antichrist comes first. And then the Messiah, the true Messiah, comes after, and
destroys the Antichrist kingdom.
Exactly,
right? Yeah.
the cornerstone that destroys the statue and all the other kingdoms. So, yes, and so we are, you know, watching things play out, but will not be fooled. We know that Antichrist comes, the man of sin will be revealed, and so that's really kind of what we're keeping an eye on. And I think that will all be part of also the whole ancient alien, that deception, the strong delusion, and so interesting times that we are in.
Potentially, it's like an onion, right? You just peel
Right.
the layers back
Peel the
there,
layers.
and they're just putting the layers on,
Right.
so that you can't see what's really inside. But like you said, the power structure that is in play around the world, everywhere you look, people are doing this when they're giving their speeches.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
yes, right.
Everywhere, and it's like, why would you ever like hold your hands like this unless there was like some significance? You know, and they're
Right.
like, you're like,
And all the 666s with the OK signs.
right. And they're like,
Yeah.
everything's okay over here.
Now, we're not doing this because we're Illuminati. We're just
Right.
showing you.
Yeah, people can clip this if they want
Exactly,
and
right.
call us names or
Right.
shills or whatever,
Mhm.
but we're just exposing that. You see that all over the place, and it's not like it. I guess it seems like a conspiracy that's just too big to like be
Right.
real, right? It's like
Right.
ah, the normal people can't like wrap their mind
Grasp
around
it.
that something like this could really exist. That civilization as a whole could have a single historic root back with Cain and
Yes.
an evil intention to overthrow the kingdom of the Most High. But we know we've been woken up to be able to see the realism of duality, that we really do live in a world of duality where we have good versus evil, and we know that our Creator is good, He is love, and prayerfully we're all on His side because He's going to win in the end, and
Amen.
that's what really matters. We also talked about the hokey pokey and all of that nonsense that is going on, and mandates and stuff like that. So yeah, if you're interested, check out that show. I thought it was a lot of fun. Definitely.
I thought it was a great show,
Yeah, it was a fun time. So appreciate you having me on for that one. As far as the Genesis Revisited series, we pushed that one back another week because Rob was coming back from Take on the World. I heard that he
And
was
he's sick.
So we'll pray for him.
Yes, pray for
that
him.
he'll be healthy and happy. Thank you guys for joining in for the stream. We're going to try to wrap this up quickly. So Thursday, you were joined by Dr. Joy Pugh,
yes.
and y'all talked about the spirit of Cain. So
Yes.
interesting topic. Anything that stood out to you from that show?
Well, just that, we've been covering this issue for a very long time. Both of us have written books detailing it extensively. Dr. Joy comes from it from a King James only perspective, and I incorporate all the extra biblical material, but we were both brought to similar discernment, and that was one of the things that I asked her in an interview when I first met her. I went to one of her book signings here in Athens, and she was willing to oblige me and sit down and do an interview with me, and that was one of the topics that came out, and because of that, it went viral. Everybody was seeking or wanting to find more information about this, and so that was one of the things that started our friendship, and we've been working together ever since, done several video and YouTube streams and recordings together, and
Dozens.
Dozens lots. There's dozens. A lot out there, going back at least 10 years now. So, but yes, it's nice to see that this is coming to the forefront, and more people are starting to understand this concept and how to unwind the Bible in truth and discernment. And I think that, again, it's the skeleton key for understanding even the world that we're contending with now, with the children of Cain, the seed of Satan, the synagogue of Satan, sitting on the thrones of the world, playing out their games. We're all pawns in the deception, but at least some of us have woken up to what's really going on.
Yeah. But we're here with you. It's frustrating to wake up, right? It's frustrating to know and not be able to do anything. But we do have a responsibility to share.
Absolutely, blow the show.
Share who the true doctor is, where people can find healing for death. Even we have the cure to death, and that is faith in the life, death, and resurrection of our Savior. And He's going to come back. So, we carry this wedding invitation. So we have that responsibility. And as my dad just said, we have that responsibility to also blow the trumpet, to the wicked world. Like those who have forsaken their Creator and who willingly and just want to participate in this world of evil. We know what the end of the evil world is. And prayerfully, none of us will have our end in that world as we affiliate ourselves with love, with true love, which was displayed on the cross. And that is the message that we all desire to share with the world. That is the message that we should stand firm on, day to day with our relations with our family and our friends and our neighbors, those we come across. That is the most important message, and the thing that if people want to separate themselves from you, don't let it be because you're arguing about flat earth. Don't let it be because you're arguing about, the NWO or anything like that. Let it be because you have faith in the Messiah. That is what we should defend our faith in. And, other than having good conversation is one thing, but actually getting into that, defending your faith and having that debate, I think that we should be loving and kind and considerate to where people are in their walk and just stand on that one ground, stand on that one rock, that the salvation that is purchased by the Messiah, by our Creator on the cross. That is the truth, and you can never push me off of that truth. I know it is true, and
It's
you
our
can
foundation.
find that truth as well, because there are so many amazing testimonies from first-hand and second-hand witnesses from 2,000 years ago, and even the witness of the prophets from before the incarnation of the Messiah testify to these things. That is what we stand firm on. That is what we share with love, and that's our purpose and our role here. Tonight we're going to be joining to continue our study through the writings of Abraham, the book of the Order of the Ancients, with the Digital Readers Club. If you guys have time, join us at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's always an awesome study, an awesome family and congregation that we have established here over the past 2.5 years, I guess. Maybe it's even been longer.
I think so.
Maybe, almost 3 years, I would imagine, that we've been doing the Digital Readers Club. And we've been through so many awesome stories and so much ancient text. It's always a great joy to be able to join with you all. And afterwards, at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to continue our Biblical Hebrew class with the George family. So definitely looking forward to that. Always a great lesson in language, followed by a great lesson from the scriptures. So I appreciate the George family and all they do. We love you all, and thank you so much for joining an update with the Endeavor Freedom Orphanage. I don't know if I mentioned this. We actually didn't join last week for the weekly summary, but I don't remember if I was able to share this before, but we were able to secure a vehicle for the orphanage. We're so thankful for everybody's donations and for all your support. If you didn't know, 10% of all proceeds from Sacred Word Publishing, book sales, donations, everything that we get at Sacred Word Publishing goes towards the Endeavor Freedom Orphanage. And you can also donate directly at endeavorfreedom.net. Just click on the little tab that says how you can help. And all those proceeds, we don't take any admin fees or anything like that. All of that goes straight to, there is a transfer fee, whether it's Western Union or a bank-to-bank transfer, but it's very minimal. And we don't take any admin fees or anything like that. I know that a lot of people look at 501c3,
Right.
oh, you're a nonprofit. People really do bank a lot of money off of those things.
We're
but
not them.
that is not us. That is not our mission, is not to get rich or anything like that.
No.
We're blessed to be able to take care of the orphans and the widows over there in Nagaland and India and Myanmar, also in Uganda and Kenya. So that is our focus. And also helping people out here, people in the community all the time. There are people that need help. So we do have a little fund there as well. So if you do need help, please feel free and don't hesitate to reach out to us. We do have an Orphan and Widows Fund for over here for helping out our brothers and sisters and their children who really do need help. We really love you all, and thank you again for joining in, and we look forward to hanging out with you guys later on tonight. So we'll see you then.
Shalom.
Shalom.